What do you think about the fact that like so many people, especially from social media and stuff, are self-diagnosing? Like I have a problem with that. And this comes up a lot on the show. That's partly why we were so excited to have you. This comes up a bunch. But like I think it's a problem that so many people are walking around saying, I have ADHD when they don't know if they have it or they think they have it based on what they've seen. Because for me, I'm like, well, what about the people who really have it? To me, that like takes away from this brain. It is something happening in your brain.
A neurodevelopmental condition.
Right. What are your thoughts on that?
So I kind of have a hot take on that. And my hot take is that I think self-diagnosis is actually good to a point.
Okay.
And the reason for that, and I'll tell you what the point is too, I think that it is incredibly valid to have someone learn about what is happening in their brain, find things out like on social media or in books or in literature or research that looks like them and grab hold of that and start learning verbiage of how to describe their own internal environment. I think that's a wonderful thing, and I think that that can be a wonderful stepping stone to accessing, like, care. And I know that's not an accessible step for a lot of people, but that next step, I have problems with it when it moves from self-diagnosis to the medication standpoint. That's really where I start to draw the line, because when you start trying to treat yourself, you haven't done the exclusionary kind of thing to figure out what else is going on. You haven't and medications of any type, they're not without risk. You're doing things that could potentially impact other things in big ways. So if you think you have ADHD and you want to learn behavioral strategies that help an ADHD brain, go for it, man. Do it.
My hunch, Monica, is that your issue is much more the person who says, I have ADHD, so deal with this, as using it as an excuse. I don't think you would ever have a problem with someone going, I think I have ADHD, so wow, I should explore these tools that have been shown to work really well with ADHD. Let me try them. Great, these are helping. I think your fear is probably more like, oh, I proclaimed I'm this, and you have to lower your expectations of me now.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, if someone's like, oh, I think I have it, I'm going to do research and learn about it and figure out how to help myself. That's amazing. That's what I would want for everyone. But that to me is not what's happening. People are not, I think people are saying, I have it, and so I'm late.
And I think the reason I don't have an issue with it is I come from a background where alcoholics self-diagnose. That is the full premise. No one can tell you're an alcoholic. You have to tell yourself you're an alcoholic.
Yeah.
And then you have these steps at your disposal if you want to try this. And no one's declaring, I'm an alcoholic, so deal with the fact I didn't come to work. So for me, the association with the self-diagnosis is very positive.
I think you're right to say, if you're using ADHD as an excuse, and if you're saying, I can't do this, and you don't have a formal diagnosis or you have something like that, I think for someone who does have ADHD, that can be extremely irritating.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, I've been guilty of that, where people have said that, and I'm like, you don't know what it's like.
Right.
But you can't possibly know like I do. At the end of the day, I have no way of knowing that. I have no way of knowing what's going on in their brain.
Feeling.
Yeah, you don't know
what their dysfunction is. I don't know. So I've tried to peel that back and figure out and look at why is this bothering me so much?
Yeah.
Why is this bothering me so much? But I think using self-diagnosis as a tool to get steps to get a formal diagnosis or get more access to knowledge about things and research about things so you can learn about your internal environment. I think that there is a huge space for lived experience and talking about that.
Yeah, your fear is someone being like, I have ADHD, I have time blindness, don't ever expect me to be on time.
Yeah, and that happens. And it's like, guys, I don't want to be on time either.
But I think it should be more like, I have ADHD. Yeah, I think I relate to this time blindness thing. What are the three best tools?
Yes.
Because I know I do have to be on time places.
Yeah. Yes. We all have to fill in gap. We all have stuff, and we have to figure out how to live in this world that's not, we're not islands.
That's why I'm going to just quickly say neurotypical is bullshit as well. It's the same reason that ESM is fucked up, because it has some premise of normal, which simply doesn't exist. There might be 8 people who don't have something going on.
There's 0 people.
But we're all variable.
And I think the neurodivergent terminology, like that came out in like it was like a psychological term that came out in the 90s. And it was really kind of this umbrella term to talk about autism and ADHD and all of these other things. And the neurotypical was just kind of like a byproduct of that. Like, what's the opposite of this? Yeah, DSM has problems.
Yeah.